I never expected a simple joke to flip my entire life upside down. But that's exactly what happened the day I leaned over the fence, looked my Apache neighbor straight in the eyes, and jokingly asked, "So when are we getting married?" Instead of laughing like she usually did, she just tilted her head, smiled this slow, confident smile and said, "I thought you'd never ask." Rancher. And that one sentence hit me harder than a stampede. Was I wrong for even making that joke in the first place? Or was she the one taking things way too seriously? I need you to tell me if I messed this whole thing up. To understand how I got here, you have to know a little about my life. I run a small ranch that's been in my family for generations. Nothing fancy. Just enough cattle to keep things going and enough land to keep me busy, sun up to sundown. A couple years ago, a new neighbor moved into the old adobe-style house across the dirt road. A woman named Tala. She was Apache, sharp-witted, calm, and carried herself with this grounded confidence that made you feel like every conversation mattered. She wasn't nosy, but she paid attention. She'd wave when she drove by, leave fresh herbs on my porch sometimes, and occasionally stop by with her dog whenever she saw me fixing something outside. We were friendly, but I never thought of it as anything more. Not because she wasn't interesting, she absolutely was, but because I was genuinely terrible at reading signals. Our friendship grew naturally. When my cattle got out during monsoon season, she helped herd them back without me even asking. When her well pump froze one winter morning, I was the guy she called. We'd sit on the tailgate of my truck, sharing coffee or lemonade depending on the weather, talking about everything from tribal history to ranch life to small-town gossip. There was a lightness between us. The kind you don't force, you just fall into it. And maybe that was the problem. I got too comfortable. One late afternoon, after spending hours repairing a water trough, I was sweaty, tired, and running purely on sarcasm. Tala showed up with 2 cold drinks and said, "You need a partner who keeps you hydrated." I laughed and said, "You volunteering for the job? Because if you are, we might as well just get married at this point." I expected her to roll her eyes. Instead, she stepped closer, sipped her drink, and said that line I thought you'd never ask. Rancher, with a seriousness I absolutely was not prepared for. My brain short-circuited. I laughed awkwardly, assuming she was messing with me. But she didn't break eye contact, didn't laugh, didn't back away. That's when I realized she wasn't joking. For days after that, things got weird. She started acting like we'd made some sort of unspoken agreement. She'd mentioned future plans, joint plans. She told her aunt that he finally came around. She started hinting about ceremonies and traditions, and I stood there feeling like the world's biggest idiot, wondering if I had accidentally proposed. So that's the situation I was in, and I had to make a choice. Before I tell you what happened next, I want you to pause and comment below what you would have done in my shoes. Would you try to talk it out gently, or would you start running for the hills? After a few days of overthinking everything, I finally walked over to her place. She was outside braiding dried corn, calm as ever. I sat down across from her and said, "Tala, I need to clear the air. I didn't mean that comment as a real proposal." She didn't look angry, just thoughtful. She set the braid down, looked at me and said, "I knew you were joking. I just wanted to see how you'd react. You take everything so seriously sometimes. I want to shake you." Then she laughed, this warm, relieved laugh, and added, "But I won't lie. I wouldn't have said no if you meant it." That confession hit different. It wasn't demanding or dramatic, it was honest. And for the first time, I realized I actually cared about her more than I'd ever admitted to myself. Not marriage-level care, not yet, but something real. So I told her the truth, that I admired her, that I loved spending time with her, but that I wasn't ready to promise anything big. She nodded like she already knew. After that, things slowly settled back into normal. We didn't pretend the conversation never happened, but we didn't jump into anything either. We just kept being us. We shared dinner sometimes, helped each other with chores, told dumb jokes. And over time, something naturally grew from that. Nothing rushed, nothing forced. I didn't propose again, definitely. Not as a joke, but now when we talk about the future, it feels real, mutual, steady. Looking back, I learned something huge. Jokes hit differently when there's truth hidden underneath them. And sometimes the only way to discover how you really feel is to get shaken out of your routine. If you were on my side and think I handled it okay, make sure to like this video. Subscribe for more stories like this, and let me know in the comments what you think about this whole mess. I'll see you all in the next story.